ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Yesterday we started with a Prakarana Grantha called Vakya Vritti of Adi Shankaracharya, and we have seen 3 shlokas. The first 2 being the Mangala shloka. I will chant once. You can also chant mentally or with mute. Sargasthite pralaya hetumachintya shaktim Vishveshwaram vidita vishvamanantamurtim Nirmukta bandhanam apara sukambhurashim Shrivallabham vimalabodhaganam namami Yasyah prasadat ahameva vishnuhu Mayyeva sarvam parikalpitam cha Itham vijanami sadatmarupam Tasyangripadbham pranatosmi nityam Tasyangripadbham pranatosmi nityam. So the first verse is a Ishvara Namaskara and the second verse is Guru Namaskara. And in the Shloka 3, the qualifications was mentioned. 3 qualifications. Tapatrayagni Santaptaha Samahladana Chandrika, where in Lalita Sahasranamam. So Tapatrayagni Santaptaha, the person or the sadhaka should know the deficiency in samsara. This is the first qualification. Until and unless I know the limitations of samsara, I cannot come for Vedanta. And the second thing is Shamadhi Shadhanir Yuktaha. He should have all those 6 qualities. Shama, Dama, Uparama, Shraddha, Titiksha, Samadhana. Yesterday we saw. And elaborately we have been seeing in other Prakarana Granthas. Apart from that, he or she has to approach Sadguru and ask spiritual questions. Sadgurum Paripruchati. This we have seen. Now, 4th shloka. Anayasena enasman muchyeyam bhavabandhanat tanme samkshinya bhagavan kevalam krupaya vada. So here you should add before the 4th shloka Shishyaha Uvacha, because Shankaracharya has introduced an imaginary student and imaginary teacher. Here the 4th verse talks about a Shishya is talking to a Guru. So Shishyaha Uvacha. What does the student say? Hey Bhagavan. He is addressing the Guru as the Lord. So Guruhu and Devata are always one. We should see Bhagavan and Guru as always one. Ishvaraha Gurumeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. And if you have received a mantra from a Guru, and mantra is also one. So Guru, Devata, mantra, all 3 are one and the same. So we should not see Advaitam here. Though we talk about Advaitam, Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya, we should always keep the Anusthana mantra and the Guru in the Dvaita Bhava itself. Shishyacharya, even though it is there in the Dakshinamurti, but as a bhavana, always we should keep one's own Guru in the higher pedestal. Anyways, So here the student is addressing Guru as Hey Bhagavan, giving the status of the Lord itself. Hey Bhagavan. Krupaya vada. May you please teach me. Very important word. Though it seems very simple. Krupaya vada. With compassion, may you teach me. Because I have come to learn from you the Moksha Shastra. I have not come to learn from you whether it is Dharma Purushartha or Artha or Kama. I am done with it. I know how to handle Dharma, Artha, Kama. But I don't know how to get Jnanam. What kind of a Jnanam? Atma Jnanam. That may you teach me. Krupaya vada. That means what? Top priority for me is attaining moksha. Yesterday we saw what is moksha. Being always happy is moksha. Having no kinds of limitation is moksha. Moksha is not any physical or subtle body travel. Moksha is here and now. Ihaiva tairjita sargaha. Be free here and now. Vada. So very important. He is not telling, may you give me moksha. This is the mistake what we do when we approach Guru or when we approach Bhagavan. Hey Bhagavan, please give me moksha. How can Bhagavan give? Moksha is not a product which is sold, saleable in the shop. It is not something where you can procure from Amazon. It is not an online product. Guru can never give moksha. Bhagavan also can never give moksha. But Guru or Bhagavan in the form of a Guru can teach you what moksha is. Moksha is understanding my own nature. That is why Vada is there. Very important. So yesterday we saw the blessings of a teacher in the form of Moksha Shastra Upadesha is very important. All other Ashirvadas of Bhagavan or Guru is valid, but it is not permanent. We approach a Guru for some kind of a problem. Guru will bless us. But after that, again some other problem will rise. Then what happened to that prayer or that blessing? That blessing went with that problem itself. Isn't it? Problem arose, Guru blessed, we approached a Guru, it went along with the problem. But Atma Jnana Upadesha is a blessing by a Guru, which will be there with us in and through all the problems. Very important. So, Krupaya Vada, may you please teach me with compassion, because Atma Jnanam cannot be bought with money what we have, or with the status what we have. So may you please teach, Hey Bhagavan, Krupaya Vada. There Tanme is there. Tanme Krupaya Vada in the shloka. One word Tanme, that you have to split as Tat Me Vada. Tat is equal to that Moksha Shastram or Moksha Sadhana. Me to me Vada teach. That Moksha Sadhanam, Hey Guru Bhagavan, may you teach me. Teaching this Moksha Shastram, what is the benefit I am getting? Tapatraya Nivaranartham. I will cross over the Tapatraya. Adhi Bhautika, Adhi Daivika, and Adhyatmika Tapatraya Nivaranartham. Nivaranartham Moksha Shastram. Moksha Shastram Keladu. And how should you teach? He is putting a condition to the Guru. Don't start your discourse. Samkshinya. In brief, in short, may you teach. It is not Viveka Chudamani class, 581 shlokas. I don't have time here. In short, you have to teach. If there is some kind of a crash course, may you please tell me, I will join. 3 months crash course. Any crash course will end in crash. That's all. Whether it is 3 months or 6 months, it will end. Because you will tell Swamiji, one text after the other text you are taking. We don't have time. We have to make notes. We will put conditions to make notes. But for you, it is very easy. Why I am taking one text after the other? Because it is helping. Because none of the text is not new for us now, because we are studying Vedanta for almost 2.5 years now. We are all senior students, and most of the higher topics we have covered. 2 Upanishads we have seen, and 1 Shankara Bhashya also we have seen. And even in this Vakya Vritti, there is nothing new to be added. Maybe the brief analysis of Tattvamasi Mahavakya is described because in Viveka Chudamani we have not yet seen. That might be new for us, but in other Upanishads we have seen this Mahavakya Vichara. But you are taking one after the other. Why it is helping me? For newcomers, this will be a Shravana. For most of you, it will be Manana. For me, it will be Nididhyasana. So I don't want to miss Nididhyasanam. So every text after the other, it is helping me. So according to the maturity of each student, either it will be Shravana, Manana, or Nididhyasana. Since I am very selfish, I want to always be in Nididhyasana. I am taking one text after the other. So he says, Sangshinya. With compassion you teach me, but in very short you teach me. There's no time for a long discourse or long classes. Sari. Yena, having learned the moksha sadhanam, yena is equal to by sorting out which sadhana, by sorting out of which that moksha sadhana, I shall be free from all the bondages. What is bondage here called? Bhavabandhanat asmat muccheya. Bhavabandhanat asmat muccheya. Bhava is samsara, samsara sagara. Shiva also has one name, Bhavaya Namaha. That is also another meaning anyway. Bhava means subject to change. Samsara is subject to change. Change after change. If we don't change, forcefully the time itself will change us or pressurize us to change. Bhavabandhanat asmat. Because I don't know what is my mind condition. Every mood of ours keeps on changing, and our life's priorities also will change depending upon our mood. And this asmat, this different moods, different mind fluctuations is intimately experienced by me. This change of mindset is called bhava samsara here. We are never constant. Just as every day the tithi, the lunar cycles are changing, so our mind is also changing. In Ashtami will be something, we will be behaving in some like Ashtami only. Like Amavasya Purnima, it comes, we will behave in a certain way. Just as the tithi, the lunar phases are changing, our minds also change. Asmat, intimately experienced by me, by all these fluctuations. May you help me by teaching the Moksha Shastra, Muccheya. From this, I can come and learn from you, or I can end the samsara and gain moksha. Literally, Muccheya means I shall be free. Again, same Mucchu Dhatu, being free from all the limitations. And it should happen to me smoothly. There should not be any obstacles. That is why we chant the prayer, Mangala Shloka, beginning with any text. Anayasena Muccheya. Without any hurdles, may you please teach me. So, this is the request by the student. You please teach Moksha Shastra, that is Mahavakya Vichara here. Next shloka, 5. साध्वी ते वचनव्यक्तिः साध्वी ते वचनव्यक्तिः प्रतिभाति वदामि ते प्रतिभाति वदामि ते इदं तदिति विस्पष्टम् इदं तदिति विस्पष्टम् सावधानमना शृणु सावधानमना शृणु. So Guruhu Uvacha. Once the student asked, our teacher is replying Guruhu Uvacha. This all you should supply because it is not there in the text. I think if it is there, fine. What does Guru says? Te vachana vyaktihi sadhvi. Sadhvi means it is proper, it is excellent. What you have stated is in line with my thought also. Sadhvi. In North India, when you go, they say sadhu sadhu. Means what? I agree to your thought. Isn't it? What is your thought? Vachana vyaktihi. Your verbal expression is clear. Vachanaha, verbal. Vyaktihi is expression, is sadhvi, is proper. Very happy to know. Because you don't have any confusion in their mind. You know what the problem is. You are not beating around the bush. Problem is samsara, and you want to get out of it. You are seeking moksha. And rightly you have asked the question. Because very rarely such students comes to a teacher. Isn't it? As I told few minutes back, most of the devotees or students come for some problem or the other. Isn't it? So the problem is there, and Guru will bless with some kind of an ashirvada. They are free. Again, another problem. That means what? They don't know, even after the blessings of a Guru, samsara is not gone away with such blessings. I am not telling those blessings are invalid. It is valid for that problem. But has samsara gone? It has created one more samsara. The more the Guru blesses in Vyavahara, Paramarthika we can never come to. In spite of all the problems, we should appreciate the teachings of the Guru. That is the living. Teachings of the Mahatmas, teaching of the Shastra is the Mahaprasada for all of us. So, te vachana vyaktihi sadhvi. Agreed. Iti pratibhati. It appears that you have come to seek knowledge. Pratibhati. Bhati means your mind is very clear, very bright. Pratibhati. So it is very clear that you know for what have you come. I shall teach you that. Te vadami. I will certainly teach you. And how do I teach? Vispashtam vadami. Very clearly I will teach, and with confidently I will teach. It is not the ego of a Guru when he says Vispashtam vadami, because he has the background of the entire Guru Parampara. He has learned from his Guru. So he has that knowledge in his mind, and he wants to impart that knowledge to the Shishya. Vispashtam vadami. Idam tat. And idam tat means this moksha shastra which you have asked. Idam tat savadhana manashruno. May you carefully listen the teachings what I am going to impart to you. Savadhanam. Avadhanam means concentration. Savadhanam means intensely concentrating on a particular subject. Ashtavadhana, Shatavadhana, Sahasravadhana, Dr. R. Ganesh. How much concentration you need? So when that Ashtavadhana or Sahasra or Shata needs a concentration, how much more concentration do we need for Moksha Shastra? Have you ever imagined? In that Avadhana program, there are 8 people who are asking the Pruchaka, or all the 8 peoples are Pruchakas, who is targeted to only one person and confusing him, or asking in a different moods. May you please compose a shloka which is starting from Ra. He should start from Ra, and then say in the second line, fourth case, there should not be Laghu, it should be Guru only. These are the conditions they put. If that is all outside objective science, it requires tremendous concentration and Shraddha and the effort. But for an Moksha Shastra to be free from oneself, how much more concentration do we need? Savadhana manashruno. So that is why we always say one should listen to Vedanta keeping all the roles of our mind aside. We should listen to the Vedanta Shastra or Atma Jnanam keeping all our individual roles aside. I cannot learn effectively when I am a husband. I cannot learn effectively when I am a wife. Because if we learn keeping those roles in the mind, it will not sink in properly. We should die to such roles when we are doing Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. That is called as Savadhanam here. May you attentively listen because you are seeking moksha. Then you will become mumukshuhu. So dying to all such roles will help in gaining the knowledge easily. Okay. I will again repeat the 5th shloka. You please recollect what I have told. Sadhite vachanam vyaptihi pratibhati vadamite idam taditi vispashtham savadhanamana shrunu. Okay. Until shloka 10, this is the procedure. Only introduction will be there. 6th shloka. Tattvamasyaदिवाक्योऽर्थम् यज्जीव परमात्मनोः तदात्म्यविषयं ज्ञानं तदिदं मुक्तिसाधनम्. And the teacher straight away answers. He will not say, come tomorrow, come on a Thursday, Shukla Paksha Panchami, in the Guru Hora, I will teach you Moksha Shastra. That teacher will not say. That is for Aparavidya, not for Paravidya. He directly starts the teaching. He says, spiritual knowledge is the only way for liberation. Spiritual knowledge is equal to Atma Jnanam, is the only way for liberation, being happy. Once we say knowledge, again, knowledge of what I have told now, Atma Jnanam, but the shloka doesn't say. Knowledge of what? Is it knowledge of material science, physics, or knowledge of chemistry, or knowledge of botany, or which knowledge? Knowledge of one's own self. He says, Tadatmya Vishayam Jnanam. Third line or second line. Tadatma Vishayam Jnanam. Here Vishayam means object. Jnanam means knowledge. Tadatmya Jnanam. The object or the subject which we are discussing is oneness. The knowledge of oneness is the object, that is equal to subject. What is the subject? We are discussing Tadatmya Jnanam, the object of oneness. In Sanskrit, Aikya Vicharaha. That is the subject. Subject knowledge of what means? Knowledge of my own self as Aikya Vicharaha, not coffee tea. How is this coffee? How much decoction did you put? What is the percentage of chicory? This is also vichara. This is vastu jnana vichara, not aham jnana vichara. And even in this I, there is no other relations included here. In two sambandhas, what we say, we do vichara. You and me are one. You know all this, right? You and me are one. One soul, two bodies. This is also talking about one G. We are not doing that vichara. Aikya vichara. Wherever Aikya comes, two entities will come. Then we will say, yes, you and me are one. This is not any love story, right? Think. What is that Aikya vichara? Jivatma paramatmanoho aikyam iti vicharam kuru. Jivatma paramatmanoho aikyam iti vicharam kuru. And does knowledge of one vichara helps us for moksha? I have knowledge of my own self. Knowledge of my own self. Will it help? Tattva is equal to Jivatma and Paramatma are essentially one. You should know the knowledge of my own self, and I should also have the knowledge of what Paramatma is. Both oneness, Aikyam. Or if I have the knowledge of only the glories of Ishvara, and I read Bhakti literature, Bhagavatam you read, you have lot of glories of Bhagavan there, Leelas of Bhagavan. Is that sufficient for knowing or having moksha? No, because I have never come to me. It is always objective outside. Bhagavan is outside. Just as any other object you are seeing, Bhagavan is also seen outside. You might do a, that is why we say Bhakti literature will not give you moksha. This is the problem. Because Bhakti literature is great, no doubt, but it's incomplete. You might have the knowledge of a puja vidhi of a particular devata. You might do the yaga according to the vidhi of a particular devata, or what are the injunctions laid down by the Shastra. You might have all those knowledge. You might become an Agnihotri, no problem. Ishvara Jnana there. Ishvara Jnana means a particular Ishvara here means a particular form. Krishna form you are aware of. Types of Krishna you know. Different types of Devi you know. But will this knowledge of Ishvara help me in being happy? So Bhakti literature is fine, but it is complete. Why it is incomplete? Because they say that Ishvara, which is Purnaha, is non-separate from me. This is not there in any of Bhakti literature. That Ishvara, which is Purna, that is why it is incomplete. He says, Tadatmya Jnanaha, a deep analysis of what Paramatma is and what Jivatma is will help you in Aikyam. Tadatmanoho. And how does this knowledge comes? He says, you have to deliberately generate the knowledge by a particular method. This Aikya Vichara has to be deliberately done through a particular method. Suppose a mango tree has to come and you want to sow a seed. Do you sow a coconut seed for mango tree to come? No. A mango seed has to be sown for a mango tree. Simple. So a particular thought in line with this vichara has to be generated in the mind. Any bahya vastu vicharaha can never take place. That is nowhere near for the aikyam. Thought he says, Tattvamasyadi Vakyam Uktam. Tattvamasyadi Vakyam Uttam. It is generated. This jnanam of Tattvamasi Mahavakya, this analysis of great Mahavakya is a Vedic sentence, is generated. And this is the only way. There is no other way for moksha. I have to tell this in every class so that all the misconceptions what you have in the mind has to go. Mahavakya vichara is the only way for proper analysis of moksha. There is no other way. Tattvamasyadi Mahavakyam tam. Now let's say, suppose a person says, Swamiji, I have been doing Mahavakya vichara, but it is not happening to me. Then we say, you are not doing the analysis at all. No, Swamiji, I have been doing the analysis. He says, then we say, you are not doing the analysis properly. You are not doing the analysis properly, we say. Suppose he says, no, we are doing analysis properly, but still it is not happening. You have been doing wrong analysis, that is why it is not happening. We will never give up our stand. It is not happening, he says. He will say, you are not doing it. He says, analysis I have been doing, but still we say wrong analysis you are doing. Because it is happening for generations of the people. All Mahatmas have come in this parampara. If it is works for them, you have not put effort, proper effort. And even if he or she says, we have put a proper effort and it is a right analysis, then we say there is a lack of sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. You can never deny what the Shastra says. There is some flaw in your understanding. This is the only way for analysis of Mahavakya Vichara. Enriching the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti and vichara will help us in attaining the goal. And such a knowledge, he says, tat idam. Two pronouns are there. Tat is equal to Jivatma and Paramatma. With idam is equal to, with proper analysis, Aikya Vicharaha is the Mukti Sadhanam, is the only way. Okay, next shloka. 7th. Shishya uvacha ko jivah kaf paraschatma tadatmyam va katham tayoh. Ko jivah kaf paraschatma tadatmyam va katham tayoh. Tattvamasyadi vakyam va katham tat pratipadayet. Katham tat pratipadayet. Now again Shishya, he came with all enthusiasm. Always in the class, the first, second day of the class, all are enthusiastically will come to the class and ask a genuine doubt, and teacher is happy. After few hours or 2-3 days, the student will not understand the subject. He says, same condition, our own condition, Shankaracharya is putting there. Shishya says, oh teacher, whatever you have said until now, I have not understood at all. Whatever you spoke until now, what the Guru spoke in the last 5th and 6th, I have not understood even a bit. That is our status quo. This we have to put 24-hour status. We can never understand. You spoke about 4 things in the previous 2 shlokas. None of those 4 things I know. I have not heard at all. It is like some abracadabra. I have not heard at all. What is that? Jivatma is the word which you spoke in the last shloka. That I don't know. Paramatma you spoke, which I don't know. And you said Tada, I don't know. And fourth important thing you said, you should put a special effort in deliberating a thought for Mahavakya. That also I don't know. All these four I don't know. That thought is in the form of a vritti. I can't understand what is that you are speaking. So he says, Ko Jivaha. We can understand simple Sanskritam. Who is this Jiva? Ko Jivaha. Kaha Paramatma. Paraschatma antide adi paraha atma ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ ಸರಿಗೆ ಇದೆ ಅದು ಗ್ರಾಮರ್ ರೂಲ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕಹ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ who is that paramatma second third tayoho tadatmyam katham how can we see the oneness of this jivatma and paramatma tadatmyam katham how can I understand this oneness and fourth is tattvamasyaadi vakyam va katham tat pratipadayet how can this vakyam reveal aikyam eppadi chennagide how can this vakyam reveal aikyam how can this sentence reveal the knowledge ashte seventh shloka what is jivatma what is paramatma how to understand the tadatmyam and how to deliberate a vritti a thought of oneness may you please help me I don't know all of this shloka 8 guru uvacha atra bromnas samadhanam konyo jivastvameva hi konyo jivastvameva hi yastvam pruchasi mam koham brahmaivasina samshayah very good shloka atra samadhanam brumah I will definitely give a reply to your questions. Shankaracharya knew how to answer each question and how to present it. From these shlokas, you know, in your company also, when you write a mail, follow the steps. Somebody, your manager has asked some questions. What is the status of the project? First, you should agree to the question. Yes, thanks for the question. These are the status. See there, he says, Atra samadhanam bruma. I will answer the questions. Atraha asmin vishaye. Asmin vishaye, 4 questions what you have asked, oh student, that I will answer. And brumaha is plural. Though Shankaracharya is one, sannyasi, why is using plural number? Because he belonged to entire Guru Parampara. He is not independent. He takes the confidence of all his teachers. And he says, all the teachers are with me for the communication. Atra samadhanam bruma. And what is that? Guru says, Tvam eva jivaha. The question was, what is jivatma? And teacher says, simple, Tvam eva hi jivaha. You alone are the jivatma. Don't look here and there. Jivatma means what? You are jivatma. Ka anyaha. Don't look around. You are the jiva, none else. And what type of jiva? Yaha tvam mam pruchasi. The jivatma is the one who is himself asking the question. Yaha tvam, you, mam, me, pruchasi. The questioner itself is jivatma. You asked me who is jivatma. I am telling the questioner itself is jivatma. And who is Paramatma? Here, very important. Brahmaiva asi is there. This is not an Aikya statement. Very careful. Brahma. That only you have to take from Brahmaiva. You have to split properly. Brahma. That Brahma is infinite. Is Paramatma. And then Koham is there. That we have to take with Asi. That we will do later on. Because Asi is always a present tense. Whenever we use the word Asi in Mahavakya, it denotes a statement of fact. It is not becoming Brahman. It is not becoming Paramatma. It is a revelation. You are that. That is the significance of the word Asi. You are Brahman before starting Vakya Vritti class. You are Brahman after completing Vakya Vritti class. And you are Brahman now during the class also. But we don't know that. That is the significance of the word Asi. It is always a present tense. Atrana samshayah. There is no doubt at all that Brahma Brihatvat Brahma is infinite. That is Paramatma. The questioner itself is Jivatma. And between both of you is that essential point, Asi. Remove the adjectives of Paramaha and Jivaha, and remaining is what? Atma. That Brahmaiva Asmi is you. Micro angle, I am Jivatma. Macro angle, there is a Paramatma. Remove both the adjectives, micro and macro. What remains? Don't say crow. That is, crow is there in your head. There is no crow. Remove the adjective, micro and macro. That crow is Paramatma. That is Atma. Na samshayah. So Jivatma I have told, Paramatma I have told, Aikyam also I have told. But fourth point I will not tell now. Shankaracharya says, he doesn't say on behalf of Shankaracharya, I will say, he will say it later. What is the fourth? How to generate it as a thought. How to make it as a vritti. That I will tell in the following verses, he will say. Next shloka. Shishya uvacha padarthameva janami nadhyapi bhagavan sputham padarthameva janami nadhyapi bhagavan sputham aham brahmeti vakyartham Pratipadye katham vada. Again, Shishya asked, so for what is Jivatma, Paramatma, Aikyam and generating of a vritti, there was a question he answered in the previous shloka. Now he says, this Tattvamasi is a statement, is a Mahavakya. But if I have to understand Mahavakya, that is a statement, can understand it well with knowing what the Padartha Jnanam is. In Tattvamasi, Tvam is there, Tat is there, Asi is there. This Mahavakya Vichara will be fruitful only when I have Padartha Jnanam. Padartha is word. So without having the Padartha Jnanam, Vakya Jnanam is no helpful to me. Think. I asked you what is Paramatma. You said Paramatma is Brahma. Earlier I had only one doubt, what Paramatma is. Now you are telling what that Paramatma is Brahma. Now I have two doubts. What is Paramatma? What is Brahman? Earlier, before coming into Vedanta, I had only one ignorance called what Vedanta is. After coming into Vedanta, you have created Jivatma, Paramatma, Asi, etc. So many doubts. My ignorance is blown up. Think. So here he says, He Adyapi padarthameva sputam na janami. Even now, Adyapi is equal to even now, I don't know what is this Padajnanam of Mahavakyam. Tat Tvamasi is padas, three words. Before coming to the sentence, I should know what each words signify. How can I know Aham Brahmasmi or Tattvamasi, etc.? Aham Brahmeti Vakyartham Katam Janami. Simple, everyone can understand. This statement, Aham Brahmeti Vakyartham Katam Janami, how can I know this Vakya without knowing the Padartha? Ade Ashta Shloka, this is very simple. Padarthameva Janami na Adyapi Bhagavan Sputam Aham Brahmeti Vakyartham Pratipadyate Katam Vadha. May you please bifurcate each words and help me to understand. Guru Uvacha Shloka Samabhavanatra Satyamaha Bhavanatra Viganam Naiva Vidyate Viganam Naiva Vidyate Hetuf Padartha Bodohi Hetuf Padartha Bodohi Vakyartha Vagateriha Vakyartha Vagateriha. All these shlokas are little dry, so somehow have patience. We will finish off. Dry in the sense, one after the one. For more explanation is not required because it's very easy. So don't yawn. Guruhu Uvacha. Now again, Guru comes. All you have to imagine, because we can never be in this state, isn't it? So somebody is asking, we have to imagine some Guru student went to a teacher. And Guru says, you are a very intelligent student. You asked again a right question. You are not a nodding student. Most of the students are nodding. Whatever the Guru says, Ama, correct. Maybe correct. You are a thinking student. You have brain. Everybody has brain, but most of us don't use brain, isn't it? So he says, Atra Bhavan Satyamaha. Atra Bhavan Satyamaha. This you have to see. I am doing an Anvaya and then telling. So you have to properly understand the shloka and then write the notes. Atra Bhavan. For example, where is Atra? Bhavan Atra is there. So you have to split. Atra Bhavan Satyamaha. What you said is perfectly correct. I agree. And very important. See, how does the teacher addresses the student? Bhavan. He is giving respect. This is to be learned for a teacher. Whether the student young than him or elder than him, it is always better to give respect. Bhavan, he is telling. He is not telling Tvam. He is telling Bhavan. Niganam Naiva Vidyate. There is no disagreement at all. I agree to the fact what you are telling. Niganam means difference of opinion. There is no difference of opinion or there is no disagreement. I agree with you. It is a double negative. I agree with you. I understand that you need explanation. I understand all the questions what you have asked. What is the question? You would have forgotten, but Shankaracharya again re-emphasizes that. you all can the previous two shlokas now? See, that is the glory of our mind. वाक्यार्था वगते हेतुः पदार्थबोधो भवति. That bhavati you have to supply. वाक्यार्थ हेतुः पदार्थबोधो भवति. Padartha means the knowledge of a word. Hetuhu is the karana, the cause. By knowing the meaning of a word, I can happily know the meaning of the sentence. Vakyartha vagate is equal to knowing the word will help me in understanding the sentence. Padartha jnanam is the means to arrive at Vakyartha jnanam. Word meaning to sentence meaning. Vakyartha hetuhu padartha bodho bhavati. With this, the first set of introduction is over. And now the teaching will start based on what student have asked. So, from shloka 11 until shloka 27, Tvam Padartha Vichara will be analyzed. 11 to 27 is Tvam Padartha Vicharana. 28 is Tat Padartha Vicharana. 37 to 48 is Vakya, that is Tattvamasi. And 49 to 53 is conclusion and the fruit of such Vichara. What is the benefit of analyzing Mahavakya? 49 to 53. This will be the stop here, and we can continue from tomorrow. Om Sham Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.